Hey John, today we're going to be checking out your engine, see if it's any good. So let's get to it. You blow out all this schmutz. Your air cleaner is only held on by one bolt. It's a little suspect. Chips. Like really, what the heck is this stuff? Looks like it was seeping out of the cam covers. Well, your air conditioning compressor is just loose in here. That's a little strange. And is that a piece of wood down in there? What the heck? Well, anyway, let's try to get these plugs out and we can check the condition of them and also see if the motor turns. It's a satisfying sound. Well, that last boot ripped apart. I'm sure it's due for new plug wires anyway. Getting that old stuck boot off is a little challenge. Well, the plugs aren't stuck. That's a good sign. At least this one isn't stuck. Ah, some fancy plugs. These are totally unnecessary. Plug number 1. The other one was number 2. Uh-oh, number 3 is a little tight. Take it slow. Maybe even try tightening it a little. Okay, I think it's coming now. Yeah, this one's got some corrosion in it. That's not a good sign. Wonder if there's water in the cylinder, like a head gasket leak or something. Number 4 is coming easy though. Looks like this one's got some corrosion on it too though. All 4 of the plugs had very heavy carbon buildup on them. The engine could have been running very rich, or perhaps burning some oil, or maybe even running too cold. There is something weird going on with the radiator hose routing. Now, one of the first things you want to do when checking an unknown engine is to see how the fluids look. And I usually start with the coolant, which, dang, this thing is stuck. It's rusted on. All right, well, looks like it's dry in there. Don't see any coolant at all. Let's take a look at this oil. So this is kind of interesting. The oil on this side of the dipstick looks good. The oil on this side is very crusty. It's kind of strange. Dipping it back in there. Yeah, the oil looks nice and fresh actually. It probably had an oil change not too long before it was parked. So normally what I'm looking for in the coolant or the oil is a milky-like substance. That would kind of indicate if there was a head gasket failure or not. But the lack of it doesn't necessarily mean there isn't a failure anyway. So unfortunately we didn't really learn anything from that. Now with the spark plugs out, I should be able to get a wrench on the crank nut down here, and the engine should be able to turn over pretty easily with this long wrench on here. I'm going to take this radiator hose out of the way so I have a little bit more room to work. Oh, it is not budging. Yeah man, this engine is seized. It is not budging. Let's get a couple more feet of leverage on it and see what happens. Nope. I can see my wrench bending. Yeah, this engine is stuck. Now let's see if there's any coolant left in this thing at all. Probably can't see what I'm doing down there, but I'm opening the little valve at the bottom of the radiator. Well, that's all the way open and nothing came out. All right, so let's get this old oil drained out of here in preparation for taking the engine out. And I'm gonna put the strainer down here because I'm kind of expecting we'll get some chunks coming out of here. Possibly anyway. I'd like to catch them, take a look at them. Alright, so the screen did catch just a little bit of chunky bits right here. That's a little chunk of metal right there. I don't think this is a magnetic drain plug. I don't really see any bits on this, but it is kind of goopy. Let's see what else we can find out. Now I'd like to know what engine this is, just mostly out of curiosity before we take it out. And the engine identification number should be on that little plate right down in there, or on the oil filter housing kind of over here. Now how are we gonna get down there and see that? With a Borescope. Now I gotta thank my brother-in-law for getting me this one. It has a pretty nice resolution to it. It's one of the better ones. This end of it over here is the battery pack and the Wi-Fi transmitter for it. And it just connects up to your phone. You can of course view what the camera sees in real time as well as recording it to your phone. These are super handy to have and I highly recommend you get one. The link to this one is down below in the description. Gotta clean this thing off first, couldn't read anything. Another nice thing about this particular Borescope is the app lets you turn the camera That's a really nice feature. Now it looks like it's a 132C2040. And we take a quick scroll through the Mirafiori database, and we can see that a 132C2040 is a 2-liter, a carbureted 2-liter. So that means this engine is probably from a 79. So this engine might be a keeper, but we won't really know that until we actually start to tear it apart. Alright, I'm leaving it there for now. I know this was a short one, but next time we're going to be pulling the engine out, and that's going to be a long one. Bye for now. Thanks for watching.